Hey everybody, Glenn here, the computer guru. Okay, I wanted to show you guys something. I'm going to touch on something here for a minute. And okay, all you people, I don't know if you've heard the news, but if you guys have a, I don't know what you have for a smartphone. Apple just the other day announced that they are releasing the iPhone 5. And I'm going to touch on that for a second before I get on to what I want to talk about for a minute. If you have an iPhone now, an iPad, or a iPod, you're not going to be happy when you hear the news, because Apple has changed the connection that goes to the Apple phone, to the iPhone. The new Apple iPhone 5, the plug that you use to either charge it or connect it to your computer is not going to be compatible with the iPhone 5. The cord for the iPhone 5 is strictly for the iPhone 5. So you will not be able to use your existing cords that you have. So if you're trying to tell somebody, oh, I'm going to stay with the Apple because I've got all the Apple products, it's all compatible with it, no longer the case. They've changed the cord and it's not going to work. So don't try and pull that one on your friends. I got a friend of mine, she was pulling that on me. She's got a Windows laptop and she had an iPod, and I tried to talk her into getting a Zune at the time when Zune was still out and they had the touch Zunes, and she got the iPod Touch instead because she said, oh, I got my old iPod that and it's all compatible with, I can use the stuff from my old one with the new one and all this and that. Well, don't go pulling that one on your friends because it ain't going to work. iPhone 5's got a completely different cord, and so it will not work. So that's a bad thing for Apple doing that, but I don't know why they did it, if they think they got a better connection, but that's the news from them. The good news is where Apple has announced the release of the iPhone 5, and they're already taking pre-orders on it. Windows has also decided to step up the release of the Windows Phone 8. It was supposed to originally release around the end of October, beginning of November. But because Apple released the news about the iPhone 5 and they're now taking pre-orders, Microsoft has stepped up and decided to release their phones a lot earlier. So they're going to be releasing phones around the third week in September. So with about another week or so, there's going to be some Windows phones hitting the market. And I'm not sure. I know it's Nokia, HTC, Samsung, and there was a fourth company that's going to be making phones. And I forget the name. It wasn't a name I'd never heard of. It's not available here in the States that I know of. It must be available in one of the other countries. The HTC phone, I think, is going to be strictly AT&T. Verizon has made a deal with Nokia. They're going to be taking on the Nokia line, so they're going to have the Nokia phones. And I'm not sure who's going to carry the Samsung. I would imagine that's probably going to be AT&T, and you might find a Samsung with Verizon and maybe with Sprint, some of the other carriers. I've got a Verizon account, and right now I have an HTC Trophy Windows Phone 7.8. It was a 7.5, and they just recently upgraded it to 7.8, so it's really nice. As well as I am also testing Windows 8. So right now I'm running the Windows 8 release candidate preview, and I've been testing that, and I really do like it. And I'm running it on a Acer W500 Windows tablet. It originally had Windows 7 in it, and I installed Windows 8 into it, and it runs a lot better with Windows 8 than it did with Windows 7. So let me just show you something here. Let me get my tablet turned on. Let me show you what Windows 8 looks like. I know you've seen it before, but I also want to, because I want to show you the Windows, how close Windows 7.8 is to Windows 8 and the similarities. Windows Phone 8 is pretty much going to be, it's going to be really compatible with Windows 8, 100% compatible. Okay, let me turn my tablet on. Okay, let's get this thing turned on right here. Okay. Now it's coming into Windows, and let me get this set up for you here so you can actually see this and see how nice it really is. Okay, now this is the main screen. This is what they call the lock screen, and I'll show you in a minute. Alright, see, it shows the date and time, and you can actually use your own photo, which I happen to be a NASCAR freak. I've been watching NASCAR since I was 6 years old, and so I'm a big Matt Kenseth fan. And for those of you that are into NASCAR, he's changing from Roush Fenway Racing, and he's going over to Joe Gibbs Racing. He's going to be driving the number 20 bright orange Home Depot Toyota. So that's where he's going for next season. So this is my lock screen. So this is how you get into Windows 8. You just scroll the screen up. Okay, so here's my main user right here. It's my Windows Live account. And I go in here, and what I want to do is I want to type in my, now this is the same, whatever your password is on your email address, it's going to be, the same thing to sign in on your tablet. So I'll show you here. Let me just get into it, and, whoops, okay, let me back that up. Okay. Okay. Hold on, let me turn this around for a second so I can finish typing in my password. Okay. See, now it's saying welcome, and it's signing into Windows 8. And now instead of having a desktop like you normally have on Windows 7 or XP, you still have it, but now this is your main screen. This is what's called your start screen. And if you want your desktop, it's right here. Down here is a tile. See this tile down the bottom? If I click that, now there's your main desktop. It's back again. To go back to the previous screen, see this little blue button down here at the bottom that lights up? That's my Windows Start key, which normally worked with Windows 7. Instead of hitting the flag down at the bottom, you hit that, and it'd take you to the same place. It would take you so your side menu would come up, the box, with what you wanted, whether it was pictures, music, videos, or computer, or control panel, all that stuff. It's changed now. If I hit the button, it'll take me to the startup menu that I showed you. Or if you want to get to it another way, you can come over here to the side. Let me just get this out of the way here. Okay. If you come over here to the side, well, actually, you can get it. Let this finish signing in. It's not all the way signed in yet. Over up here, there's a way to. No, I can't get it to. It's because of my. Okay, there we go. It's because I got my case on here, and it's kind of in the way a little bit. If I move it back in the case a little bit, I can get it to work. But see over here, now you see an array of things. Here's your start menu, and this is how you can get the control panel and all that. But the start key, if you hit this, now it takes you to here. Or if I do it with my button down the bottom, which not all tablets have, see, now it takes me right here to the start screen. Alright, now these are what's known as what's called live tiles. They're not all live just yet, because this is only the release preview, release candidate. But if you notice, if you scroll this over, see, now you've got tiles all the way across the screen. And some of these are live, and there are some apps here. They've only got a few right now in the store because, you know, it hasn't been fully released yet. But so there are a few apps available to test with. And so this is what it looks like on Windows 8. And you can move these tiles around. Like if you want to take it and drag it, see, you can move it around and put it where you want it, anywhere on the screen. So what I've done is think of what you're going to use, the very absolute most that you use all the time. And that's what I've got right here. I've got my emails folder right here, which that'll probably become a live tile when they release Windows 8. People, that's all my contacts. There's my desktop because I use that a lot. And this is the one, it's called messaging. This is what's replaced the Windows Live Messenger. It's now messaging, and I use that all the time. This is my calendar right here at the top. I'm sure that'll become a live tile, as well as photos. That's actually your SkyDrive. If you click that, see now that takes you in, and all your photos will appear, and this is what is in here for photos. And if you see the one down the bottom here, it says SkyDrive. That'll take you right onto your SkyDrive. So whatever you take with your phone, whether if it's a Windows Phone 7.8 or a Windows 8 phone, the photos automatically go right to SkyDrive. And now I understand that the music is going to go as well. If you download a song, it's going to go right to, it'll show music will go right onto the SkyDrive as well. Really nice feature. So let me go back to the main screen. So the stuff that you use the most, keep it on this end of the computer, and I'll show you why. If I scroll down the other end, okay, I'm going to complete down the other end. I'm going to go into this, okay? This is called Music Mix. It's an app that I'm trying, and it's pretty decent. You know, you can punch in an artist, and you can find the information. Or actually, if you've got music in your Xbox Music, which what is replacing Zune, if you come over to this, when you put music in, this automatically finds your music, and it'll show what you've got in here for music, and it'll find the lyrics to it. So it's pretty neat how it works. So you're going to find a lot of apps. I see right here, Colt Ford. That's a new artist that I've got with a song called Back, and it found it. And if I click it, it'll take me in, and there's a song Back, and there's all the lyrics to it. So it's a really nice feature. Now this is what I wanted to show you. If you're in an app, this is why you're going to want to put all your main ones that you use the most all the time, because if you hit your start screen to go back, see, now it starts way back here at the very beginning. So that's why I keep the ones that you're going to use the most right here. When Windows 8 gets released, I'm sure there'll be a Facebook app. So if you're on Facebook like me, you're going to want to keep your Facebook app over here where you can get at it. Twitter, you know, LinkedIn, all that stuff. Anything you use the most, you want to keep it right here in this first part of the screen, so that way you can, you know, get right to it when you need it. And so that's what Windows 8 is like. And now let me show you something, because this is why I was saying Windows Phone 8 is going to be very compatible with Windows 8, because they've changed the code now in Windows so that the Windows Phone 8 and Windows 8 are going to be using the same code as well as kernels. So if somebody develops an app for the Windows 8, they can easily transfer that same app over to Windows Phone 8 with just a couple of changes, minor changes, and it'll take them no time at all to put the app over onto the Windows Phone 8. So that's a really nice feature. And let me show you. Here's my Windows Phone 7.8. Let me just lay my tablet down for a second, and let me show you this. Actually, you know what? Let me just stand my tablet up so you can see this. Okay, here we go. Okay, the tablet's standing up on end right here. Okay, here's my Windows Phone. Now I showed you the lock screen that was on here, right? Now my phone also has the same lock screen. The only difference is you can have it locked or unlocked. You don't have to put a password in. You can do the same with Windows 8. You don't have to have a password in it, but they do recommend you use a password. That way, if it gets stolen or you lose it, you know, somebody won't be able to get into it. It'll be useless to them. Let me turn on my Windows Phone. Let's see. Now there's my lock screen. It's got a picture of my wife. And if I scroll this up, same as what you saw here, I scrolled it up. Now if you look, the two screens pretty close. Only that Windows 8, the tiles go to the side instead of straight up and down, whereas the phone, they go straight up and down, but they're all live. Majority of the tiles that are on here, they're all live, as long as the app supports a live tile. So if it was going this way, then it would be the same as Windows 8, but of course the tiles go straight up and down, and you can move tiles on the phone just like you can on Windows 8. You know, if you want to move it, you hold it, and see how the tile kind of raised up. Now I can move that up and down on the screen, put it anywhere I want it, so you can fully customize where you want those tiles. So what I've done is, if you see at the top, right there, you'll see HTC, and it shows the temperature. That's the temperature that it's outside right now. I don't have to go into that to show the temp. If I want to see more about the weather, then I just click it, and it goes in and it gives me, it gives me the time, and it shows me the temp, which is 70 degrees in Boston, as well as the temp for my area, which is 55 degrees, and you can see more, you can look more in depth as to 7-day forecast and all that. But now if you notice right here, these two tiles right here are the tiles that I use the most. This is my wife Michelle, this is my brother Donald, and I keep those two right on the top. And the reason why is Windows Phone is the only one that has this. If I click my wife's tile, or even on the outside, if she sends me an email, let me go back to the outside. As you can see, it's a live tile. Now it shows a picture right there, and see how it does change. Those are live tiles. If she sends me an email, a message, or anything like that, it'll show up on the outside. I'll say, oh gee, it showed me I got an email from my wife. So I click this and I go in, and now I have a spot where I can go and I can check her email. It says call mobile. Oops, I want to do that. I've also got text and chat, call home, and if I scroll down, this is a really nice feature. See, now it says I can send an email, as well as I got two of them. She's got more than one address. It's also got map, home address. If I want to look at the map to show right where she's at for the home address, it'll do that. But this is the other feature that no other phone has. Right there, right where it says, right below it says call home. See where it says right on wall? I can write on her Facebook wall right from this app. So I challenge anybody that don't have a Windows phone that's either got an Android or an Apple phone, iPhone, and I will challenge you to send right on somebody's wall, and I'll do the same thing, and I'll beat you every time just because of that feature. I don't have to go into Facebook. I don't have to wait for Facebook to load. When I want to write on her wall, if I'm on the outside, I just click that, and I scroll down, and I get to which I'm laying it backwards, so it's a little harder, but see if I click right on wall, now I can send it right to her wall instantly. If I go to Facebook and do it like you all have to do it, now look, I got to go to my Facebook app. Now I got to wait for Facebook to load. Now right now I'm on my router, so it's pretty quick. I have to wait for Facebook to load. Once Facebook fully loads, then I have to go find my wife or whoever I'm writing on their wall, and I have to go, right on their wall, where I can do it right from her live tile right here. I just go into her tile, and I scroll up. Oop, I don't want to call her. That's not, she's working right now. I don't want to be doing that. I just go right to right on wall. I can write on her wall within seconds, and I'm there. So that's what's really nice about this. And you can have anybody that you have for a contact in here. This phone picks up all your contacts, your Facebook friends, and everything. So if it's a Facebook friend that you've got in here for a contact, you can have them right here as a tile, and you can access it really quickly and get right to that person. So you can have, if you want all your friends as a tile, bring all your friends out and pin them to the start menu, and you can have them as a friend right here on the tile on the front. So that's a really nice feature. And if you scroll the screen to the left, here's everything that's in this phone that's installed for an app, is all right here. And if you want to add something to the front, you hold it down and see the drop down menu, and it says right there pin to start. It pins it to the start menu, and what it does is it puts it right down here at the very bottom, and then you can move it around and put it where you want it. So the Windows Phone 8 will be the same thing. The only difference is Windows Phone 8, these are just one size tile. There's only certain ones like the HTC tile. My Photos tile, see how large it is compared to the rest. It goes across the whole screen. Windows Phone 8 is going to allow you to change the size of your tile. If it allows it, it'll allow a small tile, which will be smaller than this, a medium tile, or it'll be the large tile. So you have a choice between the three if it allows it to do it. So you can, if you want something as a big large tile, something you use all the time, and it allows to be changed to a large tile, then you'll be all set. So that's pretty much it. So Windows Phone 8 will be compatible 100% with Windows 8. And as you can see right now, the similarities between my 7.8 and Windows 8, because this was the upgrade to where they kind of made it kind of compatible with Windows 8, some a little bit more. Before it was still compatible, and now it's a little bit more compatible. And whatever you put on your Windows calendar on Windows 8, it'll show up on your phone, or vice versa. If you're an appointment and the doctor's giving you, they're telling you, hey, you need to come back and see the doctor in 2 weeks. Now you're going to go to your calendar, and I'll go down to my calendar real quick here, and now I click and go into my calendar. Now, I choose the day they want me to put in the appointment, so I go find it, and what I can do is I can change the view of the calendar, so I can make it like a regular calendar like you have on your wall, and I can pick the date, what month it's in, I put in that appointment, and then when I'm done, I come home, and I go on here to my Windows 8 computer, and here's my calendar, and I go to the same date that I want. If it's let's say it was in October, now I look down here, and there's my appointment right there, already there for you. So you don't have to worry about, oh gee, I gotta go home and put it on that. Before it was just Windows Live, or it was just called the Windows Calendar. You put it on one, it wasn't on the other. Now, with the Windows Phone, if you put it on your phone, it goes to the computer. If it's on the computer, it goes to the phone. It's available across the board. So when they call it Windows Live, that's because everything has become live now. Music, videos, all that stuff, be able to access from your phone, computer to phone, whatever. It's all going to be available across the board. So that's what's really nice about it. So that's the really coolest feature with Microsoft is they've done that. And like I said, if you're an app builder, which I'm considering building an app, if I build an app, I'll build it for Windows 8, and it's so easy to change that, make that app available for Windows Phone 8.0. You'll be able to do that real easy with no effort. It won't take any time at all. Just a couple of changes, and that's it. And that's why they've changed the code and the kernel and made them the same for Windows 8. So when you're on your main computer, you can, if you're an app developer, you want to develop an app, you can do that, and you won't have no problem, putting it over onto Windows Phone 8. It'll be effortlessly, so there won't be, we don't have no problem doing that. So, well, that's Windows 8 and Windows Phone 8 in a nutshell. Windows Phone 8 is going to be released in the next week or two, is what they're saying, and Windows 8 is being released October 26th. I guess they have no plans on pushing that date up. They have released the operating system to the manufacturers, so the manufacturers do have it, and they're probably already making new computers with Windows 8, but they won't release them until the day that Windows 8 gets released to the public. So that'll be October 26th. So on the 27th, you should be able to walk into any store, whether it's Staples, Walmart, or whoever carries Windows computers. You'll be able to walk in, and you will be able to buy a new computer with Windows 8, whether if it's a desktop, a tablet, or a laptop, or an Ultrabook, any of those, anything with Windows, you'll be able to get the new Windows 8 that following day. Windows Phone 8 is supposed to be released within the next week or two, so watch for it. I'm looking at getting a Nokia has made a deal with Verizon, so Verizon's going to carry the Nokia line, so I know they're going to have I'm sure they're going to have the Nokia Lumia 920, and that's the one I've seen that I really like. It's got a polycarbonate shell, which is scratch resistant. That's one of the hardest materials in the world. You cannot scratch it. It's almost impossible to scratch it. And the nice thing about the Nokia Lumia 920 as compared to these old phones is, let me take the cover off the back of my phone, because I have a neoprene cover on it to keep it from getting scratched. Here's the back of mine. I got an HTC trophy, and if you see, the camera is right here, basically at the top of the phone, or if you've got it down like this to take a picture, your lens is right here. Actually, this is the way it goes. And you got your camera lens right here. Well, the problem is when you're taking a picture, sometimes you can put your hand in front of it like that, and you're blocking your shot. What Nokia did, they got really smart, and they put the camera lens going this way, right in the back of the center of the phone. So there's no way you can block the lens. And like I think I said it, I mentioned it earlier, it's got some new kind of shutter software in it where it'll allow you to take a video and a picture without having a blurry video or a blurry picture. So it's some company Nokia's partnered with to do that, and you're going to be able to take beautiful pictures. The Nokia Lumia 920 is going to have an 8.7 megapixel camera, which is an improvement over this. This HTC Trophy has only got a 5 megapixel, which, don't get me wrong, it takes some beautiful pictures, but yeah, it's going to have an 8.7. And I saw on AT&T's site, AT&T has got an HTC Titan 2, which probably has the largest camera built into a phone in the world, because it is a 16 megapixel camera. I don't know what iPhone's putting in the iPhone 5. I haven't looked at the specs on it, but I would imagine it's either going to have a 10 or a 12 megapixel camera, because the iPhone 4S has an 8 megapixel. So they're going to upgrade it a little bit, but the HTC Titan 2 has got a 16 megapixel camera. So whatever HTC is releasing for phones, they haven't shown yet, but in about a week they're supposed to be releasing the information on their new phones, and we'll see what's going to be available for a Windows phone through them. It'll be AT&T. Now Verizon may have an HTC phone, like they had this Trophy that I bought, but it may not be anything great. It'd be a step up from this probably, but nothing I'm going to want, because the Nokia Lumia's got a 4.7 inch screen, no, 4.5, I'm sorry, 4.5 inch screen, whereas the new HTC phone will have, I think, a 4.7 inch screen. So that's going to be really nice. So watch for the HTC phones. If you don't have a Windows phone, you've got either an Apple iPhone or an Android phone, then you definitely want to go look at a Windows phone. You'll be blown away when Windows 8 comes out. If you own a Windows computer now, and you'll be buying a Windows computer with Windows 8 in it, then you're definitely going to want to look at a Windows phone, because the whole thing's going to be compatible with Windows 8. So definitely check them out. They're worth it. I don't know what the price is going to be yet. They haven't said, but I know the iPhone's going for $1.99, full retail price. So I would hope that Microsoft is going to release their phones at a cheaper rate, because this phone here, I bought it almost a year ago. I bought it last October. I wasn't eligible for an upgrade. I still had a year to go, and I'm eligible for an upgrade on the 24th of this month. So when the new phones come out, all three of my phones on my account will be eligible for an upgrade. So I'll get one for myself, my wife, and my brother, because he's on my account as well. We share the same account. And so what I'm going to do is I'll upgrade him. But I paid $429 for this phone, full retail price. So I hope Microsoft's going to be like Apple, and I hope they're going to introduce those phones at a retail price that'll be what people can afford. Because if they're not eligible for an upgrade, and you're going to want a Windows phone, and the full price is going to be almost $500, it's going to turn you away from getting one because of the price. So I hope they're going to, reduce the price so that you all can afford to get one if you're not eligible for an upgrade. I will be. So if they drop it down to the price of the Apple phone, I think they'll find more people will buy it. And you should be able to get a new phone for maybe $100, maybe $50 to $100, depending on what your carrier sets for a price. So we'll see on that, but so definitely watch for that, and watch for Windows 8. Because it's going to be really nice. It's a really nice operating system, and I can't wait for the phones. I'm dying to get my hands on a Windows Phone 8, just because of the new features that are in it. Especially when you can make some of the tiles. If you got tiles on it that you're not using all the time, you can make them smaller. If you got tiles that you use all the time and you want them big, you can make them large. Or you can leave them medium, just like you see on my phone now. These are more the medium-sized tile. That's the standard size tile that you'll be able to have it. But if you want a large one like this HTC at the top, You'll make it large just like that. So that's why I really like the idea of the new Windows Phone 8. So Microsoft, Bill Gates, thank you very much for this new operating system, the new phones. I cannot wait to get my hands on both. Even though I'm testing 8, I want to see the full version that I get my hands on. And I will convert this tablet to a full Windows 8. So I'll buy a full copy of Windows 8. I'm giving this tablet to my wife. She's going to take it because it's still like new. It works great. And I'm going to get myself a new tablet with Windows 8 already in it. And they'll be releasing some new ones. So I want to see what's available. I'll be getting myself a new tablet. So it's going to be really nice. I'll enjoy that. So I guess that's about going to do it. Just please go look at those Windows phones because they're really, really nice. Even the Windows 7.8 phones that are available now are still a really nice phone. If you're eligible for an upgrade and you're only on a 3G network, you can get a Windows Phone 7.8. Get one. You won't regret it. Let me tell you. You will not regret it. It's a really nice phone. So, well, that's it for me. I guess I'm out of here, you guys. I'm going to get ready. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast. I stayed up a little extra to do this video. So I wanted to get this out there. And I'm going to head upstairs and go climb into bed and watch some TV for a little bit before I fall asleep. Got a nice big 46-inch Philips LED with net TV, so I might even decide to go on and watch some more YouTube videos on Windows Phone 8 for a bit, so we'll see. But, alright you guys, this is Cowboy, or Glenn as I'm known as. Well, I'm known as Cowboy to everybody, but some of you guys know me by my real name. If you went to school with me, my real name's Glenn. Watch for me again. I'll be doing more videos when Windows 8 comes out, the full version's out. I'll be releasing some videos showing you the full version of Windows 8 if you can't afford it right away and you want to see what it looks like with the full version. I'll be showing you. Alright you guys, well, I'm out of here. I'm off to bed. See ya everybody.